Hello everybody, I'm Doug Wright, and this is Sports Done Right for the month of November 2023. Famed motivational speaker Zig Ziglar once said, "Today be thankful and think how rich you are. Your family is priceless, your time is gold, and your health is your wealth." This month, we highlight stories of Sun City residents who practice what Mr. Ziglar preached, and we start by talking to Donna Rosehart and Gina Gallagher about their recent battle for the WGA Club Championship. Well, Donna and Gina, you've just been through a very tough match with the WGA Club Championship. And I understand that you played together both days, so you must have, just looked each other in the eye and played it tough.
It was a great 2 days. After the first day, we played here at Hidden Cypress, and we were tied. Yeah. Then we went to Okatee for the second day. We were still tied, so really great competition.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was my first Sun City Club Championship, and I got to play against the finest golfer in person here, and it was an incredible experience. And boy, we battled.
We did, yeah.
Well, being even after one day, then did you sleep all right that night?
Yeah, I did. I was happy with the first day because I knew who I was playing, and happy to be in there and to play with the women I played with, and even be in the same group with them is an honor.
Well, did you know exactly where you stood with respect to the rest of the field as well as with respect to each other?
We did. Yeah. We knew what the field, where they stood. We knew where we stood. Of course, we played together, so we knew what had to be done. But I tell you what makes it easy, Doug, is the fact that Gina and the other two people that we played with are terrific people. Yeah. And it just makes it easy and fun, and you can go out. We were cheering for each other, so it was a very nice event.
Okay, now let's get down to nitty gritty. We know you really hate each other, so stop it.
You're acting that good.
So basically, in the last few holes, did anybody hold the advantage?
It went back and forth, huh, Donna, kind of,
yeah.
And then I had the lead. I was one up on the par 3 at 17 at Okatee.
The last hole.
Yeah, which was our last hole because we started on...
It was a shotgun.
Yes.
Yeah, we started on 18, and a hole I play all the time, and I hit it left in the trap. And this woman, you give her an inch, and she's going to pounce on it. And she put a beautiful shot on the green, and she made par, and I bogeyed, and then we went to overtime.
Right.
Okay, now where did you start the overtime? What hole?
On 18. Yeah. Right.
Oh, you just kept going.
Yep.
Yeah.
We played. Our first overtime hole or playoff hole was 18. We tied. Yeah. And then we went back and played 18 again.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Just like the pros, huh? Okay, so what happened the second time through? Well, first of all, who made the putt to tie 18 the first time you played?
We both. She did. She hit. It was funny. Yeah,
last
she
putt?
hit a
Right.
She hit a putt that was. I don't even know how. I forgot about that because she wanted the putt she wanted on. It was spectacular, but I forgot about that putt she made. It was incredible.
Now listen, she hit about a 40-foot putt and left it like this.
Yeah,
I thought it was
just
over. I would just.
You know what's funny? I knew she was going to make that bird. Well, am I skipping ahead? But I knew she was going to make that birdie putt. I don't know how long that putt was, but I knew she's going to make that putt, and I just knew it because Donna does that stuff. I mean, Donna's all over the plaques. That's Donna. And, it was funny, too. Like, one thing I want to say is we were the first two at the driving range the last day. And we both just had this great moment together, and we're like, whatever happens today, like, it's just been so awesome playing with you, and it was great golf. It was great golf, and she was like down the middle and I was struggling, yanking it here on my drive, and, was fortunate to pull out a par in the to bring it to that, and it was just incredible. It was.
Did you actually have a chance to tie on your last putt?
I putted first, and it was that long one, and it just missed it.
You know what Yogi Berra says about that?
What?
99% of putts that are short don't go in.
I don't even know. Was it short? I don't even
think
know
so.
it was short.
I don't think it was
short.
It,
I
it
think
just
it was
rolled
just
by.
Yeah.
She just
When I hit it, I
close.
thought that's
was
got
in.
a chance. That's
Yeah.
got a chance. But I knew she was. And you know, what was amazing to me after we tied? It was such a battle. We were so even, like, throughout the 2 days. I mean, we would go through momentum. Like, the first day I was up, the second day she was up, and it was just a battle. And it was so incredible to like, it was just incredible golf of two women that were really supporting each other. Like, just, you know, we both love to win. We love golf. We're competitive. We're athletes. But it was just such a good competition.
It was great, and she played amazing. She might not have had straight down the middle, but she got up and down from all over the place. And
Yeah.
Was it just basically you two guys?
After the first day, one of our good friends and excellent golfer just had one bad hole, and sometimes that's enough to knock you out. So
Yeah, and I think
but she came back and
Yeah,
played. She beat us on the second day.
Yeah, she shot
but
72 or
yeah,
something
she was
ridiculous.
amazing.
Yeah, she never quit.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys ever been in a playoff like that before?
This was only my second club championship, and
I'll
no,
take that as a no.
She's going to win.
Okay.
Let me tell you, she is going to win her share of club championships. She is an amazing
well,
golfer.
I may have to. You know, I'm from Massachusetts. Do you remember the Nancy Kerrigan thing when Tanya Harding took out the
I do.
competition?
Hey,
It may come to that, but I'm not.
You know,
It's not above me.
I do hire out. I hire out. Well,
You know, Doug.
well, ladies, it sounds like it was a wonderful experience and heated competition. Glad you both had great days, and thanks for coming out and talking to me today.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for the coverage.
We also recently visited the local bowling lanes to take a look at the activities of one of Sun City's oldest groups. Well, Ann, it's a Thursday morning and we got a busy group of people here at the bowling alley. Tell us about the bowling group. How many people do you usually get out here?
We have 22 teams of 4 people, so that's 88 people we have, and they're nearly here every week. Sometimes we have a sub that fills in for somebody that's out. Mostly all of Sun City people, and a very, very mixed crowd. So it's more of a social morning.
And it's co-ed, so you're on equal footing with the guys, right?
Right, we have married couples, singles, we have women team, men teams. We just have a mixture of everybody, old and young.
And how long has the club been in action?
I think we're going on probably about 10 years now since this place has been opened. And it's just a lot of the same people. Some, unfortunately, have left us. But we're a good group and we all get on very well together.
And how does one get involved?
By getting in contact with me, or they can come down here and ask if there's any openings. We've been a full league now for quite a few years, and it's sort of hard to get on. So
Okay, well, but you could start off on the sub pool, right?
I did not. I've been bowling since I came down here, and I started off in Beaufort because Station 300 was not open at that time.
Okay, well, I know you have to go join your team in bowl. Thank you for your time today, and good luck.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Sun City boasts of a highly successful women's softball program, including 2 traveling teams. This month, we profiled 3 of the great athletes who make these programs so successful. Well, ladies, it's a miserable day outside weather-wise, and there's no other way I could get you all 3 at the same time off the courts and the fields. And Edie, we'll start with you. You are part of a traveling team with the softball people. What other sports do you play?
I golf, pickleball, tennis, bowling. Is that about it?
You tell me.
I think that's about it now.
How about you, Victoria?
Basically, you're a softball and pickleball kind of gal,
Yeah.
with a little bit of sewing and baking in between.
Wow, how domestic of you. And Gail, how about you?
I play softball, pickleball, golf, ride my bike, walk. Pretty busy.
So all of you keep pretty busy, and I'm just going to try and get to know a little bit about your backgrounds. Gail, where are you from?
I am originally from Massachusetts, but I spent 40 years in New Hampshire.
Okay, and what were you doing up there?
I worked as a surgical assistant in the hospital, in the OR.
Okay, and you survived that?
I did survive that.
Never passed out, right?
Yes, I didn't retire till I was probably 72.
Okay, that's good. How about you, Victoria? Where are you from?
I'm originally from the Baltimore area. Grew up in a suburb of Baltimore. Went to school in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and lived in Texas for 20 years. So
Now, when you say Winston-Salem, is that Wake?
that's Wake Forest. Yes, that's absolutely Wake Forest, where I played basketball.
Okay, and where in the world did you start picking up softball and pickleball?
Well, let's see. Pickleball here for sure, but softball. Well, I played softball as a child, just rec league, and then a semester in high school, and then once I got here, my husband plays a lot of softball, so that's where I picked up most of it.
So he was inspirational.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, actually, it's either that or I just had to learn. We just had to.
You had to figure it out.
I had to do what he was doing because we traveled a lot with his ball. So I didn't have to. I chose to, I should say.
Good, that'll come over better. How about you, Edie? Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey, southern New Jersey, and I've been playing ball since I was 8 years old, softball. Actually, I started with boys' little league till I was 16, and then I shifted over to rec league. Never really played softball in high school. I did play basketball and volleyball in high school.
Well, it seems to me you guys are all of an age that, the opportunities for young girls were somewhat limited in terms of playing. So how'd you overcome that, Victoria?
Well, I have 3 older brothers. That's what I did, but I just continued to just play and have fun and learn the game. So it was just kind of a natural thing to do because I had to keep up with my brothers.
Did you, in fact, have any official, like Little League or something else?
Oh yes, we did. Growing up, we did have some rec leagues in the community outside of Baltimore and in Carroll County where I grew up. Yes, we did. We had specifically basketball and some softball, but that was pretty much it that I can remember. Okay. I mean, I played.
How about you, Gail? You have a year or two on these girls.
Well, I'm so old, we're lucky to have had sports. But high school didn't have too many. College, I went to a small college, and I had to play for the men's intramural team because they didn't have women's sports.
Okay.
They had swimming, but that was about it.
Oh, yeah?
So I am old.
That's not where I was going with that. But, and Edie, how about you? You mentioned that you played a little League ball.
Yeah, I was the first gal to play in the all-boys league. And, it just started there. I had a mother who pushed for a father to get me involved, and that's how I kind of broke in. But a lot of, the fellas I grew up with still keep tabs on all the athletes from high school. We have like our own little Facebook chat where we all kind of chime in as to who's doing what. I noticed most of them are saying they're recovering from knee replacements and hip replacements, and I just keep I'm headed to another tournament. So,
well, that Little League's a rough league. Any other sports?
I golf. I was on the pickleball circuit.
No, I mean growing up.
Field hockey. I mean, really girl-type sports started more later in high school. But yeah, basketball, volleyball, field hockey. I didn't pick up golf and tennis until I was in my 20s.
Okay, and did y'all, let's put it this way, were you aware of what Title IX was? And were you able to, okay.
Came after me.
But seriously, did that affect you in any way?
Well, I guess when I went to college, we didn't have as much funding as the men's team did. So we were a little bit aware of that, about what we weren't getting and what we did get. From a standpoint of scholarships in college, they had a certain amount of funds where they could afford maybe one full scholarship and other partial scholarships. But that's what it was. So when I went, and my scholarship stayed the same all 4 years, which wasn't a full scholarship, but it was, and it helped.
It helped.
Yeah, especially.
How about you, Edie? Did you have any knowledge or any impact on your life?
I just knew it was real hard to play the sports I wanted to play. And, I was okay playing with boys, but it was not necessarily as welcomed by the sports themselves. Like when I went to sign up, my father's name was Edward. They called him Eddie. So when they saw me show up with my hair pulled up in a ball cap to try out, they thought I was indeed little Eddie. And that's why I got drafted back in those days for sports, is they did think I was a boy.
Wow. And Gail, who inspired you to get involved in sports originally? Was it a parental push?
No, it must have been just the camaraderie of teams that I played on, just kids, and my parents weren't athletic. My brothers weren't too athletic. I love the sport. The sports, all of them, as much as I can play. And I'll play as long as I can. My age never made a difference until maybe the last birthday. And then I thought about it a little bit. But before that, no. You just play.
Okay, and Victoria, you've mentioned that you love to play team sports.
Yes, I do. I love the whole team aspect. I'm one of 6 kids, so we were kind of moved around as a unit, so close in age. But my mom played in high school. My dad played, all kinds of sports. My mom did swimming, badminton. And she went to a girls' Catholic school. And my dad went to a private school where he played football, ran track. And I took up those sports as well. I ran track as well. So, yeah.
Couldn't keep you down. How about you, Edie? You had mentioned that you got kind of a parental push from your mom.
Well, she knew I loved sports, and I would keep begging Dad if I could sign up. And Dad was like, "She can't play with boys. She can't play with boys." And my mom's like, "Just sign her up. What will it hurt? If she doesn't get picked, she doesn't get picked." But like I said, I truly believe they thought I was little Eddie, and that's what, I was groundbreaking at the time. I was the first, girl to play in the boys' sports. I did want to play football. I wanted to play football, but they did draw the line. I couldn't, I had to be a cheerleader, which I didn't like, but.
Oh, I love being a cheerleader.
All right, and who's your hero now, and who inspires you to keep going besides just an inner drive?
Guys like this, they're great. They're really great. All the people I play with, there's some very, very good players like these two. I mean, they're the best.
And
there are lots of them. And I just keep playing. I love it, and as long as I can, pretty soon, I probably won't make teams, but so far, so good.
Well, Gail and Victoria, you're on the same traveling team, is that correct?
That's correct.
And how often do you get on the road?
Let's see.
It's our
3 or 4
4th
times.
tournament?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this year.
4th away tournament. One more coming up. Last one coming up.
Okay, and it's all over the country or just the southeast?
Yeah.
Kind of southeast right now. We're in Florida, Knoxville, Georgia. We've been to Florida a couple times, different places.
Does anybody come here?
Actually, no. The only people that come here, there's no real tournaments in this area except Myrtle Beach, which isn't in this area, obviously. But we get other properties that will come here, like Peachtree has been here before, as you know, and hopefully we're going to try to get Spruce Creek up here too. They're down in Florida, so.
We don't have enough we don't have enough fields. I mean, we only have one field. You can't
Yeah.
bring a whole bunch of teams to play on one field.
Unless we
They'd
rent
never
some.
finish.
Yeah.
Okay, and Edie, you're on a different traveling team. What's the difference between the teams?
One thing was age. I play on a slightly younger team. I'm on 55 plus. These gals are on 60 plus. Most of the team probably could be playing 65 plus. So I play with a group out of Tennessee, and we're probably headed to our 9th tournament. Saturday I leave for the Huntsman Senior Games in Utah. And yeah, we just have a great time playing.
Well, that's great. I interviewed Gigi. She goes out there every year, 15 straight years or something like that. Now, who is your biggest supporter?
In my household, it would be my husband, because every time I throw out, hey, I've been asked to go to this tournament. You know, every tournament, they're pricey to go to. I mean, you got to put yourself up. You got to fly or drive a car or rent a car. And, you know, every time you go, you're spending, you know, $1,000, $2,000 to go to a tournament. And, you know, thankfully, he says, do it while you can. So that's why I...
And the prize money doesn't cover it?
Yeah, you get shirt.
Yeah. How about you?
That's right. Well, it's of course Bob, because he loves it so much.
That's your husband.
That's my husband, Bob. Yes. But yeah, he's probably the biggest supporter. But we have other, you know, fans that come out and support us on a regular basis, like, you know, Cliff and JoJo Barthman and Monty and Mary Kay Montgomery. They travel with us too at times, which is pretty cool. So, you know, they're pretty the biggest supporters, I think. And then again, our teammates are really awesome. So, and you asked who inspires you? Well, we want to be like her when we grow up. So.
Well, y'all are most kind to come out on a miserable day here and talk to us. Let us get to know you a little bit. Finally this month, we caught up with Cynthia Smith to talk about swim club successes and ongoing programs. Well, Cynthia, it's a Chamber of Commerce day right here in Sun City, and a little bit cooler than in the indoor pool. And today I want to ask you a little bit. I've been reading some publicity about some of the successes that your competitive swimmers have, and then we'll talk a little later about the club itself. But tell us about your competitive swimming efforts.
Well, we're a pretty small but mighty group. There's very few teams that can put together the number of senior swimmers that you will find in Sun City.
Right.
So we tend to dominate, especially in relays, where we have been in the top 10 nationally ranked teams for at least the last, 9 years in time and 8 years because we had to take a year off for COVID. So we've continued a very long winning streak. Fortunately, we're all still having a really good time, and we've been very successful in every competitive relay.
And as I understand, you travel up to Myrtle Beach and Charleston and maybe down in Florida, Savannah.
Exactly. We're some members actually go to North Carolina, but generally we stay in South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. But we also have people who compete nationally, and they go to the summer and winter nationals every year. So those could be anywhere in the United States.
Soon we can attribute some of this to the coaching, and tell us who the coaches are.
Well, thank you, Doug. I'm one of the head coaches with myself and Deb Walsh. We also have a wonderful cadre of assistant coaches who help almost every single day on the deck. So Deb and I are certified through U.S. Masters, and we've done a lot of training with the assistant coaches. So we have a good group of well-qualified trained coaches. It makes a big difference to your swimming.
And I understand that from the club point of view that you have what I will call a beginner's class or a learn to swim again. Has anyone gone from there to a competitor?
We have. We've actually had several members go from starting with us in our beginner's class, we'll call it. It's called Easy Start. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 o'clock for half an hour. And we teach people the basics of swimming until they progress, and then they join our fitness group. And if they're interested in competition, they're always welcome to come to a meet. And we've had several swimmers go in a short period of time from learning to swim or with very basic skills and then competing and winning medals.
That's terrific. Now, and that goes to the excellence of the club in general. Can you tell us a little bit about where you are now as a club?
As a club, just like every other club in Sun City, we're still recovering from COVID. Not that we're sick, fortunately, but that the membership, we would like to invite new members to join us at their convenience. It's a great way to maintain or improve your health. Swimming is one of those easy to do but challenging exercises that can be a lot of fun in a group situation, and that's what we're all about, is the fun of swimming in a group. You have coaches on deck to help make sure that you don't do anything that's going to get you injured. And we have groups that are appropriate for whatever it is you want to do in swimming.
Well, Cynthia, you've obviously been successful as a coach and undoubtedly as a swimmer along with other sports. Tell us about a little bit about your background. Where are you from?
I was born and raised until mid-adulthood and lived in Oakland and San Jose, California. For business, I moved to Washington, D.C. in the early 90s and to Sun City in 2013.
Well, it sounds like a very compact, very compact life. And when did you really get started competing in various sports, and what sports besides swimming?
Well, I grew up in a time when there really wasn't a lot of sports for women, right. And before Title IX. So in high school, we were able to play volleyball, but that was the only sport. And there were no women's sports in the college I attended. So I didn't compete really, except as a child in the summertime, in summer leagues in swimming. But I didn't compete at all until I moved to Sun City.
Is that right?
Yes, it was my first real competition environment, and it's been fun. But before I was able to compete, I had a great coach, and Ed Hazlitt, and he taught us all the 4 different strokes and how to be safe in the water in the sense of swimming, not hurting your shoulders or your feet or anything like that. So it was a steady progression of getting better and better, and I wasn't sure I would like competition, but I wanted to try it, and as soon as I tried it, I really loved it.
Fantastic. And it'll probably prolong your life, and you'll be doing this when you're 100.
Well, my goal is at least until 95. I don't know about 100, but 95, that's my goal, is to stay healthy enough and to take good care of myself so that I can still be swimming, whether competitively or not, but have a strong, healthy body.
And I think that's true of many of your members as well. They'd like to keep doing this as long as they're physically able. Mm-hmm. Tell us one last thing, and that's about upcoming meets.
So our next meet is in North Charleston. It's going to be the state championships for meters, which we usually have many of our swimmers competing in that because it's so close and it's a wonderful pool. So we really look forward to that meet. We do very well in it, both as individuals and as relay teams.
And Cynthia, we thank you for your time today. This sounds like the club's in good hands as always. That's our show for November 2023. Remember the things that make you truly rich and keep that body in motion. I'm Doug Wright, and I'll see y'all next month on Sports Done Right.